things, my peeps? Both current and after. Oh, I need Phil's lighting. Hold on. Forgot that I took Phil's lights. Because this is a professional entertainment package right here. Got lighting rigs. Oh, Eric Habakabaka's here, Slip Kid's here, Tim's here. Saw the Instagram video with Nadia making the pen. Cool, yeah, it was good. She just hooked that together. Was it today? Yesterday? She's just like, yeah, just make a little thing. Because she's one of the people, she's one of the main people within this community that does a lot of art education. And she wanted to make it known that, like, even though she is an art instructor, she still loves learning just as much as anybody else. So it's cool. It's a good post. And I looked fantastic. I looked absolutely fantastic in that video. I was like, damn, that dude is attractive. Thankfully, it was just for a little bit. Like, I was only in short bursts, so you couldn't tell. Following her now also. Mike is on Instagram, question mark? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I do more on there than I do on Facebook. Welcome back from your vacation, Mr. Pinnell. Thanks for coming back to work. Hope you don't miss a beat. Good evening, Brian. How are you, my friend? Lajeunesse is back. Oh, sorry about the lawnmower noise happening. Not about to go out and yell at them. Kicking and screaming. I mean, you know, we all got to make our way through the world. Unfortunately, you do have to return after vacations to your jobs. Let's be honest, Pinnell. This job is way cooler than your other job. Of all your jobs, this one is the best. Please say yes, please say yes. This is the best of your jobs. You don't, even, it doesn't matter what you say right now. I know that this is the best of your jobs. Probably not in terms of like the amount of work versus the amount of pay, like that ratio. Probably this isn't your best job, but this is your most fun job. But we both know, like, the variable pay is too variable. It's true. You have much more consistent pay for probably about the same amount of effort over at the other job. What is it, like 3 weeks ago, a month ago? I learned how to do your job in like an hour. And you get paid like full-time union money over there. Paul Waldrop is here. You're correct. You're correct, Tim. The Paul Waldrop. Not just a Paul Waldrop, the Paul Waldrop. How did I think it was last weekend, how did the Dallas Guitar Show thing go? Did you actually go? We've had this talk. I already know the answer. You had guitars there, but did you go? I know you were just part of somebody else's booth. I am right messed up in the backle area. It's upper this time, which is not usually where my back problem happens. Usually it's my lower back. This whole week I've had this like tennis ball size knot, like in this awkward spot that you can't you like a neck massager thing is too high and a back massager thing is too low, and it's like right under the shoulder blade. Is this on? No, I'm just really hot. The other 50% is what gets you the big money. The other 50, like the 50% that I didn't learn, I thought that was just alphabeticalizing. No, that was the 50% that I learned. Alphabeticalizing. That's how tonight's gonna go. I have guitars there, but I am out of town and couldn't be there. Oh, so it's happening right now. It's bad planning on your part. Or maybe not. Maybe you would rather them not associate those guitars with the person you are. But I find my stuff sells way better when like I can interact with people, because I'm pretty good at pretending like I like people. Same here, Mike. I don't know what it is, but my neck and shoulders have been in pain. Hard time leaning forward. Mine is a twist. Nadia threw something down from the mezzanine at me, and it went a little bit this way, and I went to go catch it. And yeah. It could be the Banksy of Telecasters. That's right. The mysterious Paul Waldrop person who's no one ever seen. No one's ever seen him. We know he exists because look at his beautiful Telecasters. Damn it. Anyway, let's hang out. Sold one yesterday. Hey, took an order for another one. Look at you. Mr. Fancy Pants taking orders for guitars and selling guitars. Think that makes you better than me? Yes. It's okay. I did yet another ocean resin charcuterie board class today at the shop. I've taught a lot in the last sort of 3 weeks or so compared to my normal that long a stretch. I did in the last, I don't know, not good at numbers, but there was pen turning, resin charcuterie boards, pen turning, paint night, resin charcuterie boards times 2, I think, the next Saturday. Then Dremel pendant carving. Then again today. Oh, then Tuesday night, I went in and did a private resin class, resin charcuterie boards. Then a resin class today. It's like 8 classes in a week and a half. Like for me, that's a lot. Picked up a 6" by 6" by 3" African mahogany bowl blank. 663. Sweet. For $8? Nice. There you go. That'll be a nice bowl for $8 for sure. 17 board foot of quarter sawn white oak. Okay, 17 board feet doesn't really tell me much though. How many boards of quarter sawn white oak is that? Like I know how much 17 board feet is, but is it like 3 big ass boards Is it a bunch of little mini boards? What are you going to do with it? Do you have plans for the 17 board feet of white oak? I went to polish the two tellies I'm working on, and my polisher died. Just move your hand really fast. Have one on order. Nice. What'd you get for a buffer or whatever? I got a Wen buffer polisher thing. It's okay. I am very much thinking about getting a set of, hold on, I don't remember the name of the company that makes the buffing wheels for the lathe. It's the good company, not the garbage Amazon stuff. Whatever, the Lee Valley sells it. It's a whole rig that you can fire up on the lathe. If Pinnell is doing his job, he'll look it up and put a link. Beal? Is that feels right, but maybe not. It's like a multi-wheel polishing thing. So you put different compounds in each of the wheels, and Fearsome Warrior, Matt's here, says Beal. I don't think that's how you spell it though. But yeah, okay. Maybe my instinct was correct. Oh, what? Five boards of white oak. Okay, 5 decent size boards. You know, 3.5 board feet in a board is a pretty good size board. Times 5. Outside planter box and plant stand. Okay, cool. Is it a good price? What are you paying for white oak down there? Spelled wrong, but yes. Why Travels here? That is Sean. Nespresso. Yes, definitely Nespresso brand buffer polisher wheels. I was thinking about buying the Beaver version of them. Because that'll probably go well. My neighbor showed up with a 22-inch oak wide by 4-inch thick green oak section. With bark wants you to sand it and make it a cutting board out of it. Gotta work through it again. 22-inch, 4-inch thick green oak section. With bark wants you to sand it and make a cutting board out of it. Sand coat slab as is. Oh, did you tell them that that's a terrible idea because it's going to crack all to shit? You can't make a cutting board out of green oak at 4 inches thick. I mean, you can. You're just going to end up throwing it in the fire pit in 6 months. $8.50 a board foot for the quarter sawn white oak. Okay. So in Canadian dollars, that's about 11, give or take. Quarter sawn white oak at $11 a board foot. I would think I would buy that. I've never used quarter sawn white oak. The only quarter sawn white oak I've ever used was a tabletop that I refurbished back into a tabletop by doing some surgery to it. It was the UFO table. I don't know what I called it. My first ever angled bridle joints on the legs, and then because I'm not good, I didn't math things properly, and I had to make like a riser situation in the middle of it to get it up to coffee table height. And it was a white oak, quarter sawn white oak tabletop that I had to do some work to make back into a functioning coffee table. Is I've never worked with like from board in White Oak. 45 seconds behind. Try to catch up. Okay? Goes on vacation for 2 weeks, comes back, immediately falls behind. He's angling to get fired. That's what he's doing. Just delivered my first wholesale order from the lathe. What was entailed in the first wholesale order? How many of what? I think maybe you mentioned it last week. I got pretty drunk last week. But I haven't had a drink. I went 6 days without a drink after last week's show. I'm trying to keep my drinking down to a once a week. Unless I have band practice. I have some beers during band practice. But Saturday night is really when I go, and last week I went. He's going to epoxy the top to fill the cracks and hope for the best in his cutting board. This dude sucks. I'm just kidding. Turn it up. It's full blast, and I can hardly hear you. It's exactly the same. I can't turn the microphone up. It's the same as it is every week. Is anybody else having trouble hearing me? John McGill's here. 57 honey dauber and wants 12 more big ones. Nice. Outside cutting board to use by the grill. Just like a green chunk of oak that he's just going to dip in epoxy. Huh. Okay. Why doesn't he just go buy? Why doesn't he just go buy like a plastic cutting board? It's always super low volume. I didn't know that. I don't recognize listening to back after the fact. I don't notice that. You guys need to tell me these things. I don't know if there's anything I can do. I don't think I can turn up the microphone sensitivity. It's not an option in my settings, I don't think. Laginus says he has the TV up to 36 and it's normally at 11. Maybe you guys are just all going deaf. Maybe that's what happened. You guys all got old. Like me. We're all getting old and losing our hearing. I don't know. I didn't do anything different this week than I always do. Could be YouTube being stupid, because that's what YouTube does. I offered to make one, but he wants the raw wood look. Okay. Bought a Milwaukee M12 buffing system. Wanted to follow your example and order a V-verb, but did not. I did learn not to do that here. Glad that I could be of service. When I fall asleep watching it on my TV and the live stream is over, YouTube automatically moves on to the next video. It comes up super loud and wakes me up. That was subtle, but well done. It was yeah, that was okay. Beer. I don't know. Maybe I'll, I don't know. Somebody remind me before next week to look at the settings and see, but I don't think there's like a microphone sensitivity level. Maybe on my phone itself, but no one's ever said anything. These are the things you need to talk to me about. I haven't noticed. Like I said, I watch all of these back after the fact. And I haven't noticed that the sound. Sometimes the sound quality isn't awesome because it's a phone microphone. Like sometimes there's a little like once in a while, but still chuckling about the Nespresso. There's nothing to be subtle about. I fall asleep 50% of the time before it's over, as it's usually past 1 a.m. here. Yeah, no, I know. But the dig was subtle. Like you were making a point about the volume, but you had the subtle dig in there about the when I fall asleep during the show. That's what I meant. The dig was subtle. It's not my fault you live all the way over there like an idiot. The Eric Hawakabaka said it sounds normal all the way down in Australia. Okay, it's just you guys. Beaver has cars, by the way. Oh, good. They're probably really high quality units. Oh no, you hurt his feelings already? I don't have too many feelings left. So they're pretty robust. The ones that I have left are like relatively solid. You guys always come here and hurt my feelings because there's 8 of you watching and only 4 of you are enjoying yourselves. Stab you with this rasp. Digging through an old jacket, found my iPod Touch 3 from 2009. Charged it up, still has my old music on it. I found one of those in the desk drawer. I don't know what model it was. But this is like a little, and it had like a belt clip on the back of it. It's probably like a nano or mini or something. It was like that big square. I don't even know how to see if it has anything on it. I don't think I have cords and stuff. I think it's orange. I don't know. Oh, I'm probably this week or next. I'm probably gonna just release the Beaver Chuck video. I think I've basically established that there is not going to be a resolution, and I'm just gonna tell the story and leave it open-ended and say, up to you guys. This is what happened to me. Your mileage may vary. Thanks for watching. And just put it out. I have a Zune. I never had a Zune. I think 4 are enjoying this. You can stop coming anytime, Sean. Nobody's gonna miss you. You're too nice not to slam them in the video. I'm not gonna. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't expect a lot, and it was accurate. I'll tell the story about what happened. Part of it was my fault. I'll be completely honest throughout the whole thing. Because what's the point otherwise? And I'll just tell the story of what happened and show the thing and be like, so that was my experience. Thanks for watching. That's all I can do. Pinnell, how are your Beaver forklift jaws? Forklift forks. What did you buy? Something for a piece of machinery out in the yard. I just personally won't buy anything from them again. No judgment. A little bit of judgment. Bucket forks. They are fine. Congratulations. Whatevs. I learned my lesson. Highly recommend Beaver. You recommend whatever you like. Customer service was excellent. Yeah. They've been great throughout the process, I gotta say. Whatever. Like I said, I will accept at least partial responsibility for how this went down. I'll tell the story about the whole thing and how it went down, and I will leave it open to interpretation. Probably get some people being like, well, yeah, you're an idiot. And I'll probably get some people saying like, okay, guess don't do business with Beaver. Probably get some people that'll order it themselves and be like, mine was okay. Whatevs. You support whoever you want to support. Just don't come crying to me when I said that it was shit and then you got one that was shit. I'm back. What did I miss? We talking MP3 players? No, we're a ways past that. We've moved on. Okay. I have an iPod 6th Gen Touch. I never paid attention to model numbers. I don't think I ever bought one. I was like somebody gave me their old one at one point. All they wanted was the smallest bit of proof that I had an issue, which was easy for me to provide. Yeah, well, they wanted me to upload a video of the problem to their private server in China. And I was like, well, I have video of the problem. Can I, like, transfer it to you? Or, like, they're like, nope, here's the link to our private server. I'm like, I am absolutely not connecting to that. I'm not clicking the link from the Chinese company that fills the world with garbage tools. I ordered a hydraulic motorcycle jack. Gonna add casters to it and mount my DeWalt planer on it. Hey. That way I can roll it around my shop, jack it up to a usable height. Hey! That's smart thinking. Planers are not light. Do you have a 735? Because apparently that one's extra heavy. I can admit, yeah, probably is. If I ignored VPN. Yeah, except they're garbage too. Because they have never offered me a sponsorship to do ads with them. Everybody else on the goddamn planet gets to do a NordVPN ad for money. Yeah. No, yeah, that's 735 is apparently a heavy dealie. Resolution check-in, check-up time before I forget. We are exactly a third of the way through 2024. Thanks for asking about the resolution check-in. Appreciate it. I need help figuring out a project. Yeah, me too. What's the project? We'll help you. Turn them down with my 13 subscribers. Yeah, see? Paul Waldrop got offered a VPN or NordVPN. I get no Linda mattress, I get no NordVPN, I get no Raid Shadow Legends. Not that I want them, I just think it's funny that everybody else. In any case, God damn, that is. Back to the resolutions. Okay, so 3 stringed instruments. I am 3/4 done 2 instruments and a quarter done. Yeah, accurate. A quarter done the third instrument. So 3/4 plus 3/4 plus a quarter is 3, 6, 7/4. I'm 7/4 done. Let's do it in metric, or like the rest of the world calls it, math. I'm 0.75, 0.75, 0.25. That's 1.75 out of 3. So more than half done. Yeah, 1.75 out of 3 in terms of the guitar resolution. More than half done the guitar resolution. The shop reno resolution obviously has not begun, because that's a do it. The charity fundraising community build, still has not moved in any direction. That's probably, I want to say that's going to be, of all of them, that's probably the one that I might not get to. The 2 major pieces of furniture has possibly technically begun. I can't give details on that as of yet, but it's past the imaginary phase. Looking at the bright side of life and appreciating the good things in the world, still winning. That's an ongoing. So it's like at the end of the year, I can look back and say yes or no. Still winning that one. So yes, over halfway, has begun, hasn't started. For a third of the way through the year, I'm on pace. Let's say I actually unsubscribed from Stumpy this week after we were talking about him last week not actually doing anything but advertise. Sorry, Stumps. Yeah, I agree. I've never seen him make anything. He's been doing it for years, and he's constantly just either trying to sell you something, or he's talking in a robot-y, scripted, telepromptery kind of, no. 50, wait, is this 58,000,33? Incorrect. 7, oh wait, maybe 58 is correct. But 0, okay, also technically correct, but that's like this happens over the course of a week thing. It's not like an ongoing. And then, no, the last one can't be 33%. It has to be 100%. You changed the 33 to a 100, because thus far, it's a yes or no. That particular resolution is a yes or no. So yes, so far, 100%, it is complete. I can send you plans if you want to build my sharpening system. I don't dislike the Mark II Veritas. That a lot of people seem to have problems with it. I don't have a problem with it. I just am lazy and don't want to. He's making money. It's how it is. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I don't blame him for it. I don't think he's a bad person for that being what he does. I just have no reason to watch it. And I kind of also don't understand why people trust that opinion. Like, in what has he done to prove trustworthy for people to listen to the words that come out of his face? $58, 58% done guitars, 0% shop renovation, 0% big projects. Not true. I'm gonna have to give myself 10% on the major furniture projects, 0% on charity. Okay, 100% of the 33% of the way you so. All right, so change. Give me 10% on the big projects and then redo the spreadsheet. I would also accept 100% for the last one, a discount in the future. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. He's got Harvey as a sponsor. Yeah. Another behind conversation. The Beaver Chuck video. There's a Word Talk episode. Mark and Matt talking about burning bridges with other sponsors that come back at you. Wise to be honest and plain. Yeah. I don't think he's a bad person either. I've never met the dude. I don't know who he is. Nothing personally against him. I just find he hasn't taught me anything in a long time. What did he teach you? When you say he hasn't taught me anything in a long time, that implies that he did at one point. And I don't think I've ever learned anything from him. Like, I did try to watch his old, but it was never. Doesn't matter. This show is not about ripping on other YouTubers. Does thinking about 2 big projects count as 10% done of 2 big projects? No. But big is a misleading term. First of all, they don't have to be big. They have to be significant. So it's possible that I am begun. It's possible that I am going to be able to qualify something I have started as one of those 2, which is more than thinking about. And the other of the 2, which will definitely qualify, is past thinking about as well, because it is into the design phase. I mean, 10% might be a little high, but it's absolutely more than 0. And 10 is like pretty low number. Give me 10. Give me 10. Come on. Come on. Her shop stool is coming back. You heard wrong, my friend. Shop stool doesn't need to come back. You guys want to see? The only part of Stumpy James I don't appreciate is the way he uses other people's videos topics and the real legal action of him not paying for images and clips. He's literally been in court 3 times. That's something I didn't even know. And I already didn't really like. So he just added another reason for me to not. Whatever happened to Mustache Mike on Stumpy's channel? Learned a lot about scroll sawing from him. Let me tell you, Mustache Mike said he'd had enough of Stumpy Nubs' bullshit. And he wasn't getting paid. Stumpy Nubs just didn't pay him for like a really long time. Took him to court and everything. I don't know that was completely conjecture. I did not even say that out loud. I have no proof that happened. I was being funny. It was satire. Fucking law. Maybe turn in sections and use dowels to hold them together. Wow, missed something. Oh, do I gotta change it to live chat? I probably missed whatever that was a discussion about. Turn in sections. What are you even? I missed it. What are you doing with a 9-foot bat? Who's got a 9-foot? Oh, somebody asked, how do you turn a 9-foot bat? That. Okay, so I missed it. I don't know what you're doing with a 9-foot bat, or why you would need one. I would do it in 18-inch sections, doweled in the middle, using a Jacob's chuck, so that things are centered. I would get it all assembled, and I would sand or spoke shave. I like my spoke shave. All of those ridges, and I would just not do that. My answer would be no, thank you very much. That sounds like a fun project for somebody else. That would be my answer. But if I had to do it and it was worth the paycheck, let's do it in 18-inch sections. I would have it designed on a sheet, and I would say this section goes from this big around to this big around. I would make them approximate. I would dowel them together, and then afterwards I would assemble it and sand the shit out of it, I guess. I don't know. That's why I would say no. I feel like I'm complaining a lot, but this is a really big, like, substantial knot. Is Bennett mowing your lawn? No, he's not. And that begs the question, why is Bennett not mowing my lawn? Oh, beer. Reason to get a world record? I don't think so. Pretty sure I've seen bigger bats than that. This is why we all sub to Jackman Woodworks. I don't. But yeah, I understand that. He's at least fun. Like, he seems like a dude you could hang out with. He's a little overacty, like Bourbon Moth. But they both seem like decent dudes that, like, at least have charisma and you could hang out and have a beer with, even though they're overacting all the time. Like, there's this. Stumpy Nubs is way closer to Matthias Wandel than he is to Bourbon Moth and Jackman Works. Schedule me. I haven't asked me to come do it yet. Well, it hasn't needed doing. What the backyard needs a lot of work. But the front yard's still pretty okay. Does your neighbor not know you're trying to run a stream? Nope, sure doesn't. It's not a thing I go around advertising. Somebody clip that too? What? Clip what? I'm an open book. I'll tell Stumpy Nubs to his face that he has 12% more charisma than Matthias Wandel. At least Matthias makes stuff. Bet it's over a foot deep. Oh, backyard? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There are areas that, yeah, we're going to need. Bring a machete. Wandel has projects on top of projects, though. Yeah. At least he, like I said, at least he makes stuff. At least none of them are Cody at Wrangler Star. This is a valid point. Actually, when I first got into making stuff, he was one of the channels I found, and I was like, hey, this guy seems neat. I very, very quickly found out that this guy is not neat. Hear that? We are in a very exclusive club. Even his neighbor isn't allowed in. That's right. I like Matthias Wandel. I know you do. I did no judgment. At least, like I said, I hate watching him because I can't. His vibe. If it was a different dude doing what what Matthias is doing, I'd be all over it. But he's just like he as a personality. I can't. But at least he makes stuff. At least he is innovating. At least he's got ideas. His opinion, I think, has some weight to it because he's doing trials and testing things. Used to watch Wrangler Star, but he went all weird. Yeah, he sure did. Stanifer's here. What the shit? How are you doing, my friend? YouTube suggested a Wrangle video yesterday. Real big nope there. I get that. Who's the Grabo guy? I don't know that reference. Grabo is Izzy Swan. Oh, I don't know that. Izzy's cool. Izzy's another dude that you could envision yourself just hanging out, having a beer with in the shop. And Izzy's like the good. Izzy is the cool and interesting human being version of Matthias Wandel. Like he wants to develop new things. He wants to try stuff and he wants to know why things and make them better. Except he has like 487% more charisma. Probably a higher number than that. It's been the worst without you here, Stanifer. Who would have thought that Stanifer being the worst, not being here, would make it worse? I don't know if we can call Stanifer the worst anymore. No, I think we still have to. But when he's not here, it's worse. At least shows us that he has some value. Oh, Izzy Swan, not sure if he's an engineer. Yeah, I don't know if he is either. He certainly does have that vibe. Like he wants to nitpick and improve upon. I love that people think Mr. Chickadee is homestead and all about country living. I don't know what that was. I don't know who Mr. Chickadee is. He had a big house and stuff before switching over. Oh, so he's a rich guy that decided to go like, oh, I'm gonna go live in a cabin in the woods. You give me $1 million. I will absolutely do a YouTube show about going to live in a hut in the woods. I'll take some whittling knives and I'll just live out my days. We'll just hang out on my porch in my rocking chair. What's up, Stanifer? The value of my Stanifer's the worst souvenir just went back up. You go get your Founder's Dirty Bastard and you can put it right on Stanifer's metaphorical face. It's not really metaphor. Not really metaphorical face. is basically the only woodworking content that I watch. Most of my view time is car stuff. Yep. And probably RC stuff. Drinking tea tonight. What kind of tea? Oolong? I don't know enough about tea. I could pretend. How's that blue guitar going? It's sexy as fuck is what that's going. The blue thin line Telecaster, quilted maple top. It's going sexy as fuck is how it's going. It was normal before and still has some amenities. It doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about how shitty other YouTubers are. Because, like, clearly, they're making stuff that people want to watch, and I'm not. So who am I to be saying that they're, you know... I'm going to have a cigarette, because sometimes you guys depress me when we start talking about how terrible all of these other people are, and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. Lawnmower guy isn't here anymore. Drinking Texas sweet tea. All right. Some gorgeous bird's eye maple getting dyed a rich crystal blue color. What are you even talking about? Got to burn a joint? No, I've not. We've talked about this before. I was a big. I smoked a lot of marijuana as a teenager, and then when it became legal, I gave it up for a while. I moved on to other things, but I have not really been a pot smoker for a long time. And then when it became legal, I was like, maybe I'll try being a pot smoker again. And I gave it a good gung ho to see if I wanted to become a pot smoker again. It just didn't really do it for me. Mikey B was there during that process when we were doing board game night in the living room, and I had like the jars of like I went to the actual store that you can buy pot from, and I bought like one of 17 kinds. Just give me some of these, all of these, and I'll try them and see. And I just couldn't get back into it. It wasn't for me. Remember gummy bears or whatever it was that like Sour Patch Kids? One of those. Me too. When a job depended on me not smoking, I quit. I just kind of like moved past it and went to like. I've always been pretty drinky. Actually, these days I'm about the least drinky that I've been in 25 years. I do like 1 or 2 times a week. I've gone through phases where I drank every day till I was hammered. Good God, I was lost a half mile deep in my own head. Yeah, Sour Patch Kids or whatever it was, man. They just annihilated Bennett at the... We were trying to play board games and he just like... No, Little Miss Sunshine? I don't know what that is. What's that in reference to? Finally got all the hardware in to make the rotor planes. Yay! Hickory, right? I'm getting a Hickory rotor plane with like a micro adjust function. Let this be a lesson to the rest of you. Paul's making me a mesquite router plane with micro adjust. I don't know what the rest of you are doing for me right now. Can't spell healthcare without THC. It's true. It's true. I got a lot of healthcare when I was between 16 and 24. Got the micro just not in yesterday. Sweet. I'm quite looking forward to this router plane. It better not suck. I'm just kidding. Oh, speaking of friends doing things for friends, I spent a good chunk of time over the last week in a fight with PayPal. Because I was trying to cash out my Patreon money. Some of you fine folks have been contributing to my Patreon account. And I was trying to cash that out so that I could buy a bunch of stuff from my friend Scott down in Australia. And maybe put some money into some new tools and maybe make a truck payment or two. But whatever. Got motorcycles. Hold on. Is that a Ducati? Anyway, so I want to buy a bunch of the liquid wax to stock down at the shop. Maybe if we can justify charging enough for it after shipping and markup and etc. And so I was trying to cash out my Patreon, and it kept getting rejected by PayPal. It was like a bounce back, could not complete the transaction. It's like I finally got to the point where I had to use the stupid chat box in the bottom corner to talk to the PayPal people about the problem. And it finally got resolved literally today. So I have cashed out my Patreon money, and it's going to go in a couple of different directions, one of which is going to my friend Scott to order a batch of the liquid wax from him. What are the rest of us doing for you? I hit the like button before the video even started. Hey, that's something. I appreciate it. It's not a Harley, that's for no, wasn't. Get the big bottle? No, I'm gonna get a bunch of the little bottles because I want to retail them. I want them to be available for people that I do these classes, and I'm like, this is what I use for the classes, and they go like, oh, can we buy that? And I go, oh, unfortunately, you have to order it from my friend in Australia. So I want to be able to say, yes, it's available downstairs. I also owe him $70 for a set of coasters that he made that I wanted. And yeah, so I have to send a bunch of money to him, and the shipping on the bottles of wax is another $100. And don't forget custom grit too. I still have a couple of the pastes, and he's gonna send me new high-speed crayons with the new logos and stuff on them. Are hopefully gonna be on their way as well. I can't afford to be buying a $500 batch of custom creations finishing products. But the liquid wax is a thing that I want us to be able to have around because it's awesome. We should sell it. Nadia is here. Nadia's finally done getting her hair did. 8 hours or something. getting their hair done today, abandoning me at the shop with a teenager. Get smaller bottles, print labels, and make like 3 bottles from each big one, but keep the price the same. I'll just. I'm sure Scott would love it if I started like redistributing in little 150 mils or something for $30 each. That's funny. That's not a terrible idea, but kind of a dick move. People saying they don't like river tables, then I see a river table done well, and I think they're full of shit. The river tables where they have like custom glass inserts. Yeah. Or, yeah, I mean, even epoxy rivers done well are okay. But you were fine. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, there's the new video star. Yeah, Nadia, the new video star. Small turning sample sizes. I could make little mini bottles, just samples, and you'd sell them for $10 each or something. No, just make people buy the full one. And unfortunately, it came from Australia, so you have to pay for the shipping that was built into the cost. And I get wholesale price on them, buying in bulk from Scotty. So I think we can make it work, and I can make $3 each on a bottle. And we can get it into more people's arsenals. Waterfall legs, not water. We would just hairpin legs. We'll hack up a slab, a slab with a big split in it. We'll hack it up, flip it around so that the live edges meet in the middle. Pour a bunch of epoxy in. We'll stick some hairpin legs on it. $4,000. Hashtag business, Mike. That's right. There we go. I'll spend $300 on a bunch of stuff to come from Australia to turn it into $370. Business Mike. Did you like my mate's letterbox? I'll be honest with you and say that I don't remember seeing it. I know you send me things periodically. Sometimes you'll see that I've seen something, but I haven't actually registered it because I clicked on it and saw that it was sent. But maybe I was half asleep, maybe I was drunk. Especially after a Saturday show. And it's just totally like in and out the other side. I feel dumb driving to Cremona compound to see cousin and not buying small slabs from him. If I lived anywhere near Cremona, I would be buying slabs off that guy all the time. I would have a very different shop if I lived within driving distance of the Cremona compound. Because Matt peeling slabs off logs, those would be coming home with me. I would be surfacing them, putting a base on them and selling them as tables and getting them out the door in 2 weeks at a time. And I would be making tables. They wouldn't probably be epoxy river tables, but slab tables. Go pick up slab, surface slab, slap a base on it, out it goes. Did you know Cremona didn't invent slabs and many other businesses sell them? I did know that. Did you know, however, in my region, the slabs that you can get are significantly overpriced because the people think that things are worth way more than they are. And they're probably Douglas fir, which is garbage. If I want to pay $8 a board foot for a slab of Douglas fir that's 2 feet wide, I could do that. I don't want to do that. Can't Mikey B hook you up? I doubt it. He could hook me up with Douglas fir slabs, probably. But they don't deal with raw log. And the guys who deal with raw log are like, it's unfeasible economically and quality wise. I don't want to make a giant Douglas fir top for a dining room table. That just, no. Of the pine woods, fir is better than most. Sure. But yeah, Douglas fir of all of the pines, because Douglas fir isn't technically a fir. Of the trees in the Pinaceae family, Douglas fir is one of the better ones. Certainly isn't worth what people here think that it is when they have a tree taken down. And you're not getting the big Cremona sized slabs that you can just make a table out of one slab of wood. Like you can get 2 foot wide Douglas fir slabs at $8 a board foot. Now I'm getting 2, or I'm getting a super long one, and I'm having to do a bunch of extra processing. And it's Douglas fir, and it sucks to work with. I have a bunch of it already. All my shop furniture, all of this is all Douglas fir. Those aren't, but like all the frame, the carcasses and the door frames and that drawer front, and most of my shop furniture is Douglas fir. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. At least as much as Stumpy Nubs. Yeah, no, Douglas fir, it's fine. It's fine. It's just splintery and nah. Such a huge difference between the early and late growth in terms of its structure and its hardness, and just buy a lot of my guitar wood from sawmills. I have a solar kiln so I can dry them myself. Sure you do. No, you're right. I have no idea what I'm talking about. My use case of fir is mass and value for large amounts. Yeah, absolutely. It is one of the best softwoods. Softwood meaning comes from a coniferous tree. Softwood, not soft. We've talked about this before too, right? The definitions between softwood and hardwood. A hardwood comes from a deciduous tree. Balsa is a hardwood, even though it is a significantly softer wood than Douglas fir. Um, of the softwoods, Douglas fir is pretty good. And we are surrounded by a ton of softwood. And Douglas fir being one of the best of those, I can get for relatively inexpensively. My workbench is 98% Douglas fir. My shop furniture, cabinets, and stations and things. Eventually, all of my shop furniture will end up being Douglas fir, red oak, and walnut. Doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean it's good. It's cheap here. Except the stool. The stool! Update on the stool. You guys ready? Okay, check this out. I got sick of just like retightening all of the bolts, and some of them were stripped so they would stop retightening. Check it out. Ready? Hockey tape. I have just secured everything together with stick tape. Couple wraps around each section. Huh? Perfectly secured. The seat just snapped randomly. So that was pretty rad. But I temporarily have the shop stool. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Well, I'm sorry, but why didn't you just take a stool from the shop? Because the one that you told me to take is literally the one I told you I would not take. You were like, you take one of the red ones. I'm like, literally the only ones here that I told you I would not take. Tape on 3, glue that thing up. I could epoxy everything back together. I was like, you know what? I got sick of just retightening everything. Just wrap it in hockey tape. It's fine as temporary. It was already a temporary. It's fine. For now, it's fine. It's not wobbling. It's not squeaking. Oh, a little bit. Should I be burning that stool? Well, look at you, Mr. Richie Rich. You just throw shop stools in the fire pit. It's a shame you don't know anyone who could make a stool. It's true. That was a joke. I also said the black square ones. The black square. Oh, I don't like those ones. There's like rectangle top. No. Because I can't do the ball spread. Because they've got pointy corners. I guess I could just round those off. But I can't sit like this because they got pointy corners. Maybe I'll take one of those and just like jigsaw off the corners so that they're not sharp. Don't enable him now, yeah. He can fix this one in 23 minutes. I fixed that one in 4 minutes. Correction, he doesn't know anyone who could make him a custom high-quality piece of furniture shop stool. I'd use a tree stump. I don't have any 20-ish inch tree stumps. Clearly, there's a specific stool he'd prefer. He just won't say it. No, she knows which one I want. But I already don't want it. and she's the only one who knows what I mean. There were two, and either one of those would have been great, and now they're not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This one is just fine. It's a temporary solution. He's put the stool on a pedestal like Saskadelphia. Eventually, I will listen to that and realize how awesome it is and how much I should have watched it earlier or listened to it earlier. What happened to the one you started? It's over there. Still partially constructed. I think it's becoming a side table. I mean, theoretically, I could still make that into a shop stool. I haven't done the surgery to it that makes it not able to be a shop stool anymore. So it could. I got heaps. Come get one. I'm on my way, Eric. He gave up. 4 poles and a flat piece of wood was too complicated. Maybe it was, Paul. Maybe. I lost enthusiasm. You know how you get partway into a project that you're stoked about, and then you're like, meh. Like, is this worth, like, the effort that I'm putting in? You just kind of, like, lose momentum and enthusiasm, and, like, it becomes like, I guess I'll go work on that. And that's not how I want my life to be out here. My life in the shop should not be a slog, unless it's for revenue. I'll put, and it's got to be a lot. But like, you work making stuff for yourself. Like, if you're not into it, move on to something else. And I got a day, 2 days, milling and joinery. I got 2 days into the shop stool, and I was like, this is stupid. Why are you doing this? You did like, this is, and I just could not bring myself to just finish it. So now it's just sitting over there. I think it would make a better end table at this point. I mean, maybe. I'm not going to say for sure that it doesn't still end up being a shop stool. It was created and measured using my buttocks. To become a shop stool. So maybe. Probably not, but maybe. And this one's just fine. Tape it back up. If the good thing about hockey tape, I don't know if you guys, maybe this is like more of a Canadian thing, but these are like Veritas Band-Aid material. It's a fabric weave stick tape for hockey sticks. In certain circumstances, way better than duct tape in terms of its tensile strength. Hyped for the Beaverchuck video. Oh yeah, let me tell you, that'll go over really well. I'm sure it will. It'll be what it'll be. Open and honest conversation about the situation that I had with that, and that's it. By the way, completely unrelated, if anybody's interested in a 4-jaw lathe chuck from Beaver, I may have one for sale. I'll give you a good price. It's a quality, it's a chuck. It'll probably hold things pretty securely and almost centered. Any takers? So basically, like, I don't know, $30 plus shipping. I'm gonna smoke again. This might be 2 weeks in a row that Mike gets hammered on the show. The first beer, the first beer that I had today after work was one of the best beers ever. Not ever, but like after going a whole week without a beer, the one after work today was pretty damn delicious. Comparison to the one way is what makes it so bad. It's true. Maybe if I didn't have the frame of reference on what a quality chuck was, if I was only comparing it to my first ever chuck from Penn State Industries with the two handle thing, at least the Beaver chuck has the key, as opposed to needing two hands. It's a one hand operation. If that was my only comparison, I would probably think better of it. It's the same kind of review that, no, it's not at all. But when I publish the video about the Rikon lathe that we got for work, Nadia's lathe, it's gonna be an unfair comparison to compare something that was $500 to something that was $1,200. Show you the differences and why you might want to spend the more money and whatever. But so it's not a fair comparison to say the one way versus the Beaver is the same as the Rikon against the Laguna, because the Beaver versus the one way are essentially the same tool. Just one is manufactured well and one is manufactured shit. Whereas the Rikon versus the Laguna are two different tools with different feature sets. So, bad comparison. Tie it to a string and use it for an anchor for jug fishing. I've never gone jug fishing. So I think I might just I'll probably sell it. I'll probably put it up for sale for somebody who either thinks they can get it, like some engineer that thinks they can get it to work and wants to put the time into it, and save a few bucks, or I'll keep it in my shop and put it up on a pedestal, Mr. Pinnell, as a reminder of why you spend extra money on quality tools. That's a good angle. People shopping likely do not know everything about options and differences. It's really hard catching jugs. You need the right cork. Okay, send it to Matthias. Yeah, sure. No, I think, like I said, because it's garbage mass-produced shit from China, maybe some of them come out okay, and maybe I got a dud, and the customer service was just also garbage. But I just did an open conversation about how that went. Watched 40-Year-Old Virgin on a plane last Saturday night while you were getting wasted. Feels like that's probably a true statement, but also has some weird burn joke connotations that I'm not getting. How was the vacation, by the way, at the Best Western Punta Cana? The facilities up to your liking? Mr. I take 2 vacations a year. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous just because he has a better life than you. I've gaslit Mike into thinking everything I say is a burn. I just naturally assume because you're a consistent community member, less so, well, maybe not less so. Um, we were friends before this show even started. We still never met, but it feels like it would be out of place if you didn't. Paul says, I tried to fill in for you while keep Mike on his toes. It's true, he did. It's true, he did make a point of saying, like, sometimes he was like, that was for Pinnell, not like, I was trying to take the role of Pinnell right there. Beer. Oh, should I try one of the new ones? Okay, this. I'm so disappointed in. Hold on. Let me finish my smoke, and then we'll discuss the new beer of the week options. I might just leave that open. It's not like super bright. It's just kind of a nice overcast. Get some air going as long as yard work doesn't start happening. Okay, so the new beer options, the singles that I were. Okay, we know how I feel about IPAs, right? But this was $1.75. It was on sale. Steamworks Hazy Pale Ale. 473 mils, 5% alcohol. Steamworks Pale Ale. It's got nice art. I like it. It's got some whales going on. It's got like a guy doing kite surfing, I guess. It's got some little dolphins jumping. It's a nice attractive can. But I'm not a fan of IPAs. But it was $1.75. Then we've got the Fernie Brewing Company Ghost Rider Pumpkin Brown Ale. Brewed with pumpkin and spices, 5%. Named after a local Fernie legend, of a brown ale with pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. So theoretically, pumpkin pie type beer, which I'm not confident in, or Steamworks Hazy Pale Ale that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy for the sole reason that I don't really like pale ales. I'll let you guys choose. We'll go say pumpkin or pale, and I'll give it a go. I'll wait for a few responses. Actually, I'll get one of my normal beers because I have to wait for the votes. Because we all know how well voting works on this channel. Somebody's going to say Myrtle. Somebody's going to say Copper. The one you won't enjoy. Yeah, thanks. Paul says Pale Ale. Okay. 1 vote for Pale. Tim says Pale. Sean says Pumpkin. 2-1. Pinnell said Gunmetal. I told you. I mean, I got the guess wrong. like you're not going to drink them both. I am eventually going to have to. I'm not just going to throw out a beer. All right, we'll start with the $1.75 pale ale because okay, should I start with the one that I think I'm going to enjoy less? Or the one that I think I'm going to enjoy more but still not enjoy? Because that's really the question. Pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy a beer that tastes like pumpkin pie. And it probably won't. Why not just buy Kilkenny? Because I know that I like that. It's not a new experience. We have to try and have new experiences. Why would I, if I just bought beer that I know that I like, then it's not trying something new. We got to try new things. It isn't gross or forced. I have no horse in this race. I know, but you can still have a vote. You're right. I'm going to drink them both eventually. So, I don't know. Should we ask wife? We could ask wife. Wife! The weekly I've never had this beer before trial. Ghost Rider Pumpkin Brown or Steamworks Hazy IPA?
I'm always going to choose something pumpkin.
You're going to, okay, wife picked pumpkin because she likes pumpkin. Okay. It's her fault. Keep in mind, pale ales aren't IPAs. I know, but microbrew pale ales lean towards the... We've had this talk, okay? Here we go. Should we do the commercial? So this is going to be my first go at the Fernie Brewing Company Ghost Rider Pumpkin Brown Ale. This is a 5% alcohol beer with pumpkin flavor. Let's give it a go. That is not as unpleasant as I expected. You know what? It doesn't taste like pumpkin pie. But I can get the cloves and the pumpkin for sure. It's an interesting, not altogether unpleasant experience. And I could see how probably wife, who likes everything pumpkin and doesn't like beer, might actually enjoy this. No, maybe not. It's a little too beery for wife who likes pumpkin, and a little too pumpkin for I who likes beer. But not disgusting, and not like I'm not. The last one that I did, I was like, damn, this is shit. Don't get this. This is not that. This is not, don't ever get this. Significantly better than it should be. I will say that. And it's almost growing on me a little bit. maybe in October. It's rich and dark and flavorful. And pumpkiny and clovey. Huh. It's and after the first couple sips, you lose that first initial somewhat unpleasant hit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's growing on me a little bit. Ghost Rider Pumpkin Brown Ale. Surprisingly okay for a guy who doesn't like pumpkin. If you like pumpkin, this is probably delicious. If you like pumpkin and beer. If you like pumpkin but not beer, why are you buying beer? But if you like pumpkin and beer, this is probably really good. Because even for me, who doesn't like pumpkin, that's pretty okay. That was a decent ad. Where's my money, Fernie Brewing Company? What was the last one? The one that was like pretty unpleasant was the creamsicle, Dino Sour creamsicle, something from Phillips. It was hard. It was difficult to. I think that was the last one where I was like, oh, let's try that ad again. Doing the ad read for it that I can clip out later. Yeah. This is better than that, and I don't really like pumpkin. It was like 6 minutes of pumpkin versus beer. That's why I get paid the big bucks from the beer companies, my friend. They got 6 minutes of free advertising there. Well, not free, because I'm going to charge them for it. Do you think this summer you will crack open the notebook cabinet build? Yes. Yes, I do think that. I do think that. In answer to your actual question, yes. I do think that one of those cabinets from the sketchbook is probably going to come into existence. Maybe in the fall. Maybe not this summer, because this summer is going to be shop rental at some point, and my shop is going to be out of commission for a while. And then when it becomes back in commission, I probably have to rebuild that station over there before I get into more wall cabinets. But yeah. I think I will become a millionaire this year. Hey, that's congratulations. You sign up for my Patreon at like $300 a month. You tell you used to be a journalist when you use 6 minutes to say it's not bad. First of all, I was a print journalist, and we do tend to keep things pretty concise in print journalism because the world has gotten less and less. I don't want to say they've gotten less and less literate. The attention span has gone down for the written word. Let's put it that way. very excited for that, mainly because they look rad, fun balance and stuff with the volumes. Yeah, I got a couple of cool designs. One of them, I think, is I don't use the dartboard anymore. That cabinet right there literally just has a dartboard in it. It's been probably 4 years since I've thrown a dart at that dart cabinet. Unless the redesign and the rejigging of the shop allows for a space to play darts, I think that cabinet will probably end up becoming something more functional for the shop. And that's a pretty nice size chunk of wall space for one of those fancy cabinets. Video killed the radio star, also killed the words you read on paper that we don't make anymore. We still make paper. World's becoming McDonald's mentality. Quick results, minimum effort, shorting quality for quantity. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe the joke fell flat, but I wouldn't be able to talk about a can of beer for 6 minutes. That's because you don't have the charisma. You just... I can pretend to enjoy anything for 6 minutes and make it fun. Hell, it's like most of my teaching career is more about like filling space with my words. It's not true. There's some truth to it. Mount the dartboard to the inside of the garage door. Well, how would it? I need to be able to open and close the garage door, so it's just gonna swing in on some hooks or something and just like smack me in the face when I open the garage door. By numbers, small fraction of what we used to pulp. Well, sure, we're making far less paper. That's not what you said. You said we don't make paper anymore. That's just objectively false. Don't fight with me about... I understand your sentiment, but what you said was incorrect. He pulled off the required time, but was it really worth it? No, I didn't get paid any money from Fernie Brewing Company. But maybe I can clip that out and send it to them and be like, I can do this for you guys. Honestly, openly try your beer and be honest about it. Not my thing, but probably cool for you. Give me that $100. That's the kind of, honestly, that's the kind of ad that I would love to have for my YouTube video. I don't want Linda mattresses and NordVPN and BetterHelp and shit like, just like random beer company that's like, this is not gross. A beer company that would enjoy me saying like, that's better than I expected. Holy shit. Not gross, and I don't even like what this is supposed to be. Pretty okay. Honestly, if I'm a company, that's the kind of guy that I want to pay to do ads. Starbond and add glue it to the garage door. Yeah, we glue it to the garage door and show how strong Starbond is. I'm not really secure. I'm not secure in my relationship with Starbond right now. I don't know where that is. Dunder Mifflin is where I learned about paper, Mike. Don't doubt my depth of knowledge on the subject. I don't doubt your depth of knowledge on the subject of paper, okay? If you worked for Dunder Mifflin and you competed with Hammermill for office supplies in your region, I'm sure you know more about paper than I do. It's possible, however, that I know more about wood fiber than you do. I wonder, did the long-term impact of work from home post-COVID lower printer paper demand? No, I think the advancements in technology, and you don't need to print shit off all the time because you can share things electronically way easier, lowered the demand for printer paper. I doubt Starbond communicates at all with its sponsor program participants. Well, they did. I had a representative. I'll get back to you. I'll try again to reinitiate the communication. But I don't have a lot of confidence that that relationship is going to continue to move forward. But what about breakfast at Tiffany's? Yeah. You said, I think I remember the film. And as I recall, we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got. Biddy-doo-doo-doo-doo. Only stuff that gets printed at work is nearly always personal stuff. Yeah, it's a notice for the bathroom that the toilet is out of order or whatever. We printed so much in 2009, but once we moved home, it's 100% digital now. We never had to be printing that much stuff. I mean, maybe that's part of it, is they realized how much stuff they didn't need to print. Nonsensical segue, you're welcome. Yeah. You'd say world has come between us. Cool. And Starbond's product is excellent. If it can hold 6 grand pearls on earrings, it's great stuff. Yeah. Starbond makes an excellent glue product, and they were the first company. They were approximately the first company. Them and Scott. I would have to go back and figure out which one of those people actually reached out first. I think Scott reached out first, but I didn't get his product until after Starbond reached out and got me their product, because his was coming from fucking Australia. So it was about the same time that Scott and I began our business relationship that Starbond just reached out randomly and said, hey, can we send you some glue? Damn Skippy, you can. And it is the best of the CA glues I've ever used. I've not used them all, but I probably won't use another one. Who's the little dude on your shirt? He's a little nerd. You guys, Eric, I don't know if you have nerds down there in Australia. This is my Chicks Love Nerds shirt, and it's a little nerd. If you don't know what nerds are, they're a little candy. They come in a, well, they used to. When I was growing up, they came in a, you'd have half of one flavor and half of the other flavor, and they'd have little sliders, and you could pour them out into your hand. Anybody else remember the little half and half nerds? with the cardboard box with the little sliding tops. I just know that if Starbond gives you sponsorship, then you are stuck with them. I am absolutely not stuck with them. I will be happy to, if they want to end that relationship, I will absolutely end that relationship. Good old grape and strawberry. Grape and strawberry, orange and I don't remember. But they were cool boxes. When I was a kid, that was like the coolest engineering ever. This candy box that had like little sliding tabs to release different amounts of candy from each side. Like, holy shit, as a 12-year-old, that was amazing. And you could open the grape side like all the way and the raspberry side or whatever just a little bit and dump them into your hand and get more grape than raspberry. You could like change the ratio. Movie theaters still have nerds too. Another thing that drastically diminished post. Movie theaters near me are now furniture stores or empty. Really, we could still have a really good one down in Courtney. I see smoke. Mike's shop is on fire. Oh my god. Let's put it out in a few minutes. Still have one smaller theater, but that's it. Theaters needed to adapt to the post-COVID world, and the one in Courtney did a huge renovation and made big recliners, like electric recliners with big cup holders and stuff. Probably have half the number of seats that movie theaters used to have, but we absolutely, every time we're going to the theater, we drive to the next town down to go see that movie down in their theater because it's way, way better. So that investment for them, I think, was probably worth it. I don't understand anybody that would go to the Campbell River Theater to sit in their old garbage seats when you can drive 25 minutes to sit in super comfy recliners to watch a movie. If you want to go pay theater prices to watch a movie. If your shop was burning, what tool do you save first? Do I have help? Or is it just me? Did my shop start on fire and I'm just grabbing something and running? Or is it like, my shop's on fire. Mikey B, come over and help me get stuff out of my shop. Because it would probably be, if I have help, just me. Okay, the one tool that I can grab, because that's the only thing that I can get out of my shop before it goes up in flames. Damn. I guess my shop's on fire. I don't have time to think about it. I'm probably gonna, because my shop's on fire and I'm not even gonna think about it, I'm probably gonna grab my Veritas low ankle jack. Because that's the first thing that comes to mind as like, that's a bad decision though. Because if I take a second to think about it, I can get a new one of those. If I take a couple seconds to think about it, it'll probably be my Type 6 number 8. or my bad axe tenon saw. Because, no, I can get a new bad axe tenon saw. My Type 6 number 8 is probably the answer. It's probably that guy right there. Because I don't know when I'm going to find another one of those in that condition. That's a terrible question. I mean, it's a really cool question. It's a really cool question because, like, if you can only take one, but you have a couple seconds to think about it, like, how long do I have to think? Like, that's a really cool hypothetical. What single tool am I grabbing? It depends on how long I have to think about it, probably. To see, the dick is a great answer too, because that's an irreplaceable tool that a friend of mine made me. It's a handcrafted tool that a friend of mine made me, and I would hate to not own it. Probably more. You're right. That is actually. I know you're probably being facetious, but that probably is the right answer. Or this has significant sentimental value to me as well. This is a little Krenov style plane that the first tool that I ever made. This little Krenov style tiger wood plane that I made with the little maple crossbar. I mean, that has. That's why you do this to me. That's a really cool question. I don't want to not have any. Why are you starting my shop on fire and making me lose all my tools? Mine would be my shop stool. It was originally my grandfather's captain chair in his boat. But is it a tool? See, now we can get semantic, because we could argue that you're allowed to save things in your shop that were not tools. If you could only save one tool, is your shop stool considered a tool, or can you go back and save it also because it's not considered a tool? Loophole. It's good. It's a good question. Just have to run into my shop and grab one thing to save. You would save the Chinese shop stool so you would still have an excuse to not build one. Not true. A stool is a tool for your butt. But see, I'm trying to have a loophole here. Like, you don't have to save the stool if you don't call it a tool. You can still go back and save it. My shop lights on fire. What tool am I saving? It's gonna be a plane. It's in my workbench, but I can't move it by myself. And I can make a new one. I can't make a new Type 6 Stanley number 8. I can't make a new 45, even though I don't use it and it's only pretty and awesome. And now my shop's burnt to the ground and I didn't save anything because I couldn't make a decision. Though, yeah, I mean, that gives you an idea, I guess, about what the order of importance is. The correct answer is probably the Dick Dick, because that's a handmade tool that there only exists one of these things in the world, and it was given to me by a friend, and it was part of the start of our friendship. Our relationship began really with his outreach, and that was part of it. I think that's probably the only correct answer. No offense to Paul's little bronze planes, but that's probably where it is. My guitar templates, because they bought all the tools. You can make new guitar templates. I can't make my first relationship with Scott. I can't make a new Stanley Type 6 number 8. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those are the considerations that I'm going by. Mike doesn't see the hearts and party popper spam. I don't even know what that means. Save yourself because you are a tool. Well, theoretically, if my shop's on fire, I probably won't go running in there. No, I would. Just to see how bad it is. You wouldn't save the pen barrel trimmer that Paul sent you?
No.
Yes, it would be in consideration. It would be in the lineup of consideration. Where it is. People make fun of the messiness of my shop, but I know where everything is. Also, why you gotta be a huge dick like that and just like make friends compete against each other? Okay, Scott's not even here. It's a cool question. What would be the first piece of wood if I could only grab one piece of wood out of the shop to save if the shop started on fire? Would probably, ooh, damn. No, it'd be that big slab of maple, probably. Big slab of like flamey maple that my boy I don't know why I always forget his name. Brad. I always think of him as Rough Seas Woodworks. My buddy Brad gave me this big slab of extremely figured maple. That would be the one that I would have to save, probably. I don't know that I could carry it out if the place was on fire. Like it. But if I have time to grab one piece of wood and get it out of here, that's probably the one. I would lose all of this beautiful wood. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing that to me? Making me make these terrible decisions. Say the piece of wood that has. Can I take this piece of plywood off the wall and save it as my piece of wood? It's a good point. I'm insured, though. I can't replace that piece of wood. I can replace all of these planes with the insurance money. So my answer was better. Yep. I'm still correct. This has gone. I don't enjoy this. This is. I mean, it's fun, but it makes me feel like I don't like the destruction. I want to put positivity out into the world. Joker Matthias Wandel moved his whole tool wall and left all the freaking tools on it. What? Matthias moved his whole tool wall and left all the freaking tools on it. As he moved it? Sure. Why not? Whatever makes it easier for you. So you have a good fire protection system and you don't have to worry. I don't have a good fire protection system. I have insurance. If my shop goes up, my stuff is covered. The only stuff that I can't get back is stuff that only one of those exists. So that's why when we talk about what tool would you save, the dick needs to be in consideration because only one of those exists, both physically and emotionally, for lack of a better term. What piece of wood? I can never get another piece of wood like that. Most of the other pieces of woods in here, obviously they're all individuals, but I can replace all of the Douglas fir and the sapele and the cherry and the walnut and whatever. I can't replace that giant slab of figured maple. Just think if it happened, I could send you the plans for a wooden bandsaw and you could start all over. I wouldn't have to because I could get a new Rikon 326. Probably wouldn't, unless the insurance company made me. But I would probably put the equivalent value towards something with a foot brake. Serious question. You guys ever buy plans from the YouTubers? I have bought, yes, I have bought plans. I've bought plans for wine caddy sits on your wine bottle thing from Make Something. Forgot his name. Way back, he was the drunken woodworker. And I was like, $5 for schematics for these things that I can sell at craft shows? Sure. I bought plans from him. They're just PDFs, like cut templates. But I wanted to support what he was doing, so I gave him $5 for those and his bandsaw boxes. Actually, why can't I remember his name? Make something guy with the carpeted shop, and now he just does like buy shit on Amazon, and I don't follow him anymore because he just like buys stuff on Amazon for clicky clicks. Ugh. Anyway, I've bought plans from the Wood Whisperer. I'm in the Wood Whisperer Guild, and I have bought a couple of those because they are fantastic. Video instruction and PDFs and SketchUp files. That's about it. No, I bought one plan. I bought a plan from Shannon Rogers. He made a fold-up deck chair that I bought a plan for. And maybe 3 or 4 from Mark And David Pachuto. Just like router or like template things. Bandsaw box templates and wine caddies, I think. Maybe gave him $15. It was pre-Patreon support type world. But it's like, I like what he does. I want to chip him in a couple of bucks. He gives me something in return. Why not? Give him, I think it was maybe like 3 different bandsaw boxes designs for like $5. Sure. Why not? Send him $5. He gives me plans. I support him in his efforts. And then he went all like, I'm gonna buy everything I saw on Facebook. Click, 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 click. Another chair Mike will never finish. Maybe true. The Shannon Rogers deck chair? Maybe true. But whatever. It was maybe $7 or something. Back when YouTubers would give you something for your $10 donation. Nice. Nicely done. It was also, thank you very much, back when YouTubers used to make more per view than they do now. So they could afford to give things away for cheaper. Dick sniff. I am gonna do a Patreon giveaway in the next, over the summer. I'm gonna make a video announcement to try and get a full disclosure, to try and get a few more people to send me some money to sign up for Patreon. The pumpkin, still not my favorite. It's not as bad as it should be. I want to liquidate old bowls, and I still have 4 or 5 of the marking knives. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll come up with something that's like all of my Patreon supporters as of, say, August 1st will be entered into a draw, and I have 3 prizes. I'll send them out for free, shipping on me, whatever. 2 bowls and a knife, and the first prize gets to pick which one they want, and then the second pick and third pick. And I'll just get like clearing out some stuff and thank them for being part of the community, and supporting me over there with money. All I want from YouTubers is more Viver product reviews, like from Make Something. You go enjoy. I bought all of the ads on Facebook. Yeah, you didn't buy them. Google bought them because they're the people who watched that nonsense made Google give you money to buy them, to put the more stuff out in front of people. And just like, what happened, Dave? Come on. Like, you used to... You have to quit drinking or have to drink an orange cream beer between each beer. I don't want to do either one of those things. I'm actually quite proud of myself, thank you very much, that I am down to 1 or 2 days a week of drinking. It's actually like open honesty, transparency. 1 or 2 days a week of drinking for me these days is huge. We've talked about my addictions problems before, and like I'm quite proud of myself, thank you very much, that I drink on Saturday nights for the show and on Mondays if I have band practice, and that's it. Like that's huge. And if I'm the only one that gets that, I'm okay with that. But on my journey through the world, that's a big deal. Once in a while, I still slip and have something happen that, like, on a Wednesday or something, I have to. But it's at this point, I'm pretty consistent with. I think the money from Amazon links. Oh yeah, probably. He's got all those affiliates for all those things that he purchased. True, that's true. Yeah, it's another revenue source. Giving him another chance. Get tired of his look at me videos. You can make this using the CNC. Tired of wood channels like that. Yeah, I mean I haven't watched. Maybe Jay Bates is cool again, or will be one day. We go in waves. We can move past things and move back into them. If a CNC project is fantastic as a project, it could be pattern routed, it gets a pass, and I can enjoy it. Yeah, it's like, and it's partially. I mean, we all watch this for entertainment value too, right? Like sometimes you want to go learn something. Sometimes you just want to be entertained for a little bit. Otherwise, TikTok wouldn't exist. Nobody's learning anything on TikTok. They just want to like be entertained for a little bit. I can hate it all I want, but there's value in that. I gotta admit that there's value in that. I'm gonna go urinate beside my house. Make Wrangler Star great again is a great place for me to go piss beside my house. Installed the TikTok for Baron. That's when you move. It's the 6-way plug safe. The top. Yeah, that one. I don't know enough about electricity, but I know I don't use that one. Is that gonna affect the rest of this box? Maybe you know more than me about electricity, but I don't use that one. My dog barked at that dog barking. They can be friends. It could possibly start the shop fire we discussed earlier. Really? Oh, okay. I need a new bar there. Thankfully. I have a new bar. And it's got USBs. This bar is going to replace that guy right under here. Okay, good to know. I didn't know that, like, one of the 6 being like that. I don't know that that one ever... I'm not sure that that one happened when I owned it. Like, I think that one's always looked like that. Yeah, so I got this new power bar that's going up under that cabinet. They're all connected. Oh, shit. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know. See, we have friends. Mike, I need an affiliate link for the power bar. I got it at Costco. I don't have an affiliate link for it. It is... I have no review information. This is a Prime. It's Prime on it. It's a Rockler Blue power bar. 3, 6, 9, 10. 10 outlets and 2 USBs on a switch. Mikey B and I were about to mount it during the jewelry box video, and I was like, oh no, we can't do that because then it'll be like continuity. It'll be in the background all of a sudden. We can't do that. It was a joke, but it was like, no, we can't take 4 minutes to mount that right now because we got other shit to do. See my last message. Just write it again. Mike also shops at Costco. Yeah. Do you get the peanut butter pretzels? No, I did not. I haven't been back to Costco since the discussion about the peanut butter pretzels. Check what I'm at 44%. I got some time. I haven't been back to Costco since the talk, but I have 2 in my shop. They are power bars. They provide power and USB. That's a really good review. Thanks for your input on that. They are power bars. They provide power. Here. It's like the Barina lights. They provide light. Give size limits to how many outlets on a circuit you can have. According to code, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a lot about electricity. I had a lot of new runs done. She's just about 2 years ago now. So that things are on separate circuits in separate boxes. But I'm going to plug that guy in over here. And I'm going to plug enough things into it that are all running at different times. So that if I'm running this, then my dust collection is on that circuit. And they don't blow a breaker. Unfortunately, my light plug is also on this circuit right here. Because that's the original circuit that was for the shop, or for the garage. So lights, once I get the LEDs in and they pull less power, maybe my shop lights won't dim when I flick on the table saw if it's plugged in over here. You cannot use them all at once. Well, why would I ever use them all at once? Why is the table saw running while I'm sanding? Or like the table saw is not going to be running while I'm using the router in the wing of the table saw. Obviously, all of those plugs aren't going to be pulling amperage at the same time. Make sure you verify that bar can handle the amps your tools need so it won't blow. I hope it will, because it was called, when I bought it, it was called like a workshop power bar or something. Just for background noise. Yeah, that's what everybody likes to have going on. It's like, everybody needs their router ripping over there in the corner while they're running their sander or their table saw. That's background noise. Probably how he smoked 6 up. Like I said, I don't think I did that. I think that was just in a box of stuff. And I was like, ooh, 6. And plugged it in. And never used that spot. Could have many friends come over and each one using a different tool at the same time. No, I couldn't. Because me and Mikey B in this shop is already like a third of a person too many to be able to like move around each other. This is why I can't do like classes here in the shop, because I would have to do them one-on-one, and that's not financially a good decision. The burnt spot is probably fine as well, to be honest, but just don't use it. No, I don't plug anything into the one that has a big scorch mark on it. It's just this top guy here that has that plug, that individual peg right there, a scorch mark. It doesn't get things plugged into it. You calling me fat? I'm calling us not small. Does that work? Let's be honest. If 2 of us were trying to both make things in here at the same time, it's not going to work out. A burnt plug, which is wired internally to the other plugs. Yay! Okay, fine. It's just not a lot of transition areas. Like even in the hatchet video, I put my glasses on and then I had to be like underneath the camera to go around you. Would he fit in a normal sized rowboat? Yes. Both Mike and I could operate a canoe together. I'm confident in that assessment. It would need to be a relatively well-built canoe, but we could absolutely do it. It would float. I should build a fucking canoe. Yeah, like, no, settle down. I too many things already. I worked an electrician. This is less than nothing compared to the booby traps I've seen. Extension cord with bare wires showed in the holes. Yeah, hanging next to the doorway, powering entire building. Matt is an actual electrician. So the conduit going all over the place in my shop from the I'm pretty confident we're good in terms of electrical. Would it lean forwards or backwards? I don't know. Mike, I've been slimming down a fair bit. I don't know that we're that far off. I don't think it would tilt too much. Maybe your Mike might be a couple pounds more than me. But it's probably muscle. No, maybe not anymore. Back when he was slinging wood onto the mill, it was probably muscle. Now he's an office guy. So canoe is on my bucket list of projects. I would like to make a floating. Yeah. I wouldn't say bucket list, but I think I would enjoy the process. Use all that planking out back to make a boat. Use it as a lawn ornament garden for wife. I'm thinking that all that Douglas fir might be the new shed slash workshop, secondary workshop, lathe room maybe or something. I have like 1,000 board feet of Douglas fir under my deck. Maybe not quite, but I have a lot of it. It's probably not, but I know what you mean. My vote is that you now make a canoe. It's not a voting process. Damn it. I have too many things. I have 3 guitars. I have 3 significant pieces of furniture. I have a shop renovation. I have cheap garbage sales stuff that I have to make for the shop. It's not garbage sales stuff, but like the quick, inexpensive things that I need to restock the shop with, classes that I teach, life that I need to live. Possibly a shed and a shop revitalization happening. I got pretty heavy when I hurt my back. Yeah. I got pretty heavy when I was sitting at a desk for a decade. I mean, journalist sitting in front of a computer. We only vote for shop stool or gunmetal here. Why travel? Yeah, try to keep up. All right. Sometimes copper, sometimes myrtle. That's lies, Pinnell. You just lied to our new friend. Okay? There are other votes. Myrtle, gunmetal, copper, shop stool. There are more than just 2. There's not more than 5 or 6, though. I would like to build a new shed that is possibly also part either workshop or wood storage. Rose gold, that's copper. Bought a house a few years back. The attic wiring was nothing but extension cords. Been that way for years. I worked this whole shop off one circuit off extension cords for 4 years. The first 4 years that I did woodworking in this shop, I had one circuit, including the lights, 2 plugs, one on either wall. They were both on the same circuit as the lights. And I did this whole 4 years worth of building up this shop, making things, selling them, investing in the shop, making things, selling them, investing in the shop, over and over and over again, until I built what I have here now off one circuit in a 1-car garage for 4 years. It do what you gotta do in your life. It probably wasn't the best idea. But like, unplug a tool, plug in a different tool. They're not pulling amperage at the same time. If I have to unplug my jointer to plug in my planer, there's no problem there. It sucks. But whatever. I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 circuits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I now have 8 circuits. They're all 110s. I have no 220s. But I have 8 instead of 1. So I could run my bandsaw and my dust collection at the same time. Look at me. What would you save if a fire happened in your workshop? Weren't you here? We spent like a half an hour talking about that. In terms of your actual question, though, what would you save if a fire happened in your workshop? It would be my boy who sleeps upstairs in that corner. If a fire happened in my workshop and I could only save one thing, because you weren't specific, well, what would I save from the shop? If my shop starts on fire, my house started on fire, and I can only save one thing, it's boy. But I'm going to be efficient, and I'm going to save him by just firing him out the window, because the lawn is pretty soft. It's like really long. So I'll just fire him out the window. He'll land softly, might break a wrist or something when he lands. We can fix that. We get that. I live in Canada. It's free. So I'll fire him out the window. He'll land, but he'll be okay. And then I'll come down here and save tools. Good luck, wife. I'm going to yell and let her know to get out. God, you guys are the worst. Trivia. Name Mark Spagnolo's cat. Current cat, Oreo. I ran my shop wiring to a 60 amp breaker in my garage and have 6 breakers in the shop. 215 amp. That's beyond me. I know I have 2 circuits going to each of the additional boxes that I had run in the shop via conduit at this point a year and a half ago. Costco Canada has the power bar, but not US. I'm sure you can get something similar. Just look up like a 10 outlet power bar with USB. This coming week, I'm hoping to get some things done. I got a lot of background stuff done this past week and a half. Other than the PayPal extravaganza that I had, I got a whole bunch of files moved around where they need to go and the starts of edit done and some other things, a little bit of adulting. We all hate that, right? There's the adulty stuff that you have to do. Did you add 8 breakers to your breaker box? I think we added... No, 6. We filled the rest of the panel. There were 4. There are only 4 new lines coming out, but each of those lines were, I don't know, a double line, so that each one could go to a separate set of... I'm not an electrical. So let me put my smoke out. So each of these boxes, these new boxes that we mounted via conduit that goes up and around to the box, each of these buckets, each half is on its own circuit, and we added 4 of those. So I guess we added 4 circuits. 1, 2. But they're each split in half. So like one half of the box is on one circuit and one half is on the other. Just going by my general understanding and not being electrical, they pull different. I can run something on these 2 and something else on these 2, and they're pulling from different places, so they don't conflict with each other. Right? Is somebody tell me if I've done this whole fucking thing wrong, or if the guy that I had do it did this whole thing wrong. Because each of these boxes is supposed to be, these 2 are on one and these 2 are on one. You can run this one and this one, and they pull from different places, so they don't conflict with each other. And the main reason I did that was so that I could run dust collection to things. And I still haven't. I still haven't. I've been in IT for so long, I've decided what I think is worth the price. APC is always a good choice. Whoa, no idea what we're talking about. I used to use UPS backups. Don't use UPS anything. UPS is a garbage company and they suck, and everyone should boycott UPS. Thanks for supporting the channel, UPS. Garbage. Paul and I have had discussions about UPS and their garbageness. Maybe it's just shipping. Maybe UPS does other things that are okay. Don't use UPS for shipping. Oh, speaking of which, I also have to do that video on Carter bandsaw blades. I want to do the thoughts on whether Carter bandsaw blades are worth your money. If you live in Canada, maybe not. But still maybe. But maybe not, only because they use UPS to ship their things. Because when you get hit with an extra $60 when it shows up at your door, maybe not anymore. Don't use UPS for shipping internationally. No, absolutely don't. Found a forum post asking if cutting 3 outlets off the bar would work. The reply was sure, let evolution take its course. I have a couple of Carter blades. They're nice. I agree. If Carter had a Canadian retailer, I probably would just continue to go with them. I don't think I'm going to reorder from them because they use UPS for shipping. Mike had boycotted all uninterruptible power supplies. UPS. You guys are talking about other things. You guys are getting off topic. How dare you? Here, how dare you get off topic and start other conversations on the side? Man, this stool is holding together really well. Oh, shit. Shouldn't have said that. I'm going to have to put some more hockey tape. Feels like it's getting a little wobbly again. Go to the shop and steal the one that Nadia said I could take and then cut it down. He doesn't pay attention. I try to. You guys talk about things that I don't understand. Anyway, I have many more circuits than I had before. I had one. Now I can plug things in at the same time. That's all I needed to know. I couldn't plug 2 things in at the same time. I couldn't run dust collection to the tool I was using, so I looked into fixing that. Okay? Gotta bail early tonight. Have a great weekend, Wooden Peeps, and okay, we'll talk about you in a few minutes. Thanks for coming, my friend. At one point, the school will need more grip tape than wood. It's not grip tape, okay? It's hockey stick tape. And I could probably do it with Veritas Band-Aids. I won't, but need to dumb it down for you. No, I don't. I think maybe I maybe I should consult with the actual electricians, like some of you guys seem to be. If somebody who actually knows their shit and is a good friend of mine and won't actually just fuck with me wants to do like an electrical walkthrough with me, I would be happy and appreciative of that. Especially like when the shop reno happens, about like taking everything out and repainting everything and getting the new lights up and whatever. Like we could go through what the electrical situation is with somebody who knows what they're talking about and I can trust, and you're not just gonna make fun of me the whole time. I'm happy to accept that as a thank you very much. I can't pay you for the consultation. Yeah, maybe I can. Maybe I'll even pay you for the consultation. It all works on magic smoke. Yeah. Let's do it now and vote. Yes, let's go around the shop and look at all the conduit and the electrical panel. Come on. Vote sword. I also want to vote sword. I kind of just want to just vote sword and just make a fucking sword. I also want to make a life-size Hylian shield. A Gondorian shield. Or Rohirrim shield. It's shop decorations. Let's not get into it. I would, but I'm not a certified electrician. I'd feel safer if somebody else did it. I I had a not certified electrician come in and do it for me, but he was like, "Oh, I've done it a lot in other people." Like he used to own a hot tub company and ran lines and things. So he was like not technically a certified electrician, but he got code checks and stuff like that. Like they had to pull permits and build things to code when they were running lines and et cetera, et cetera. So I trusted him. He was inexpensive. He's a friend of mine. He's actually my financial advisor. Uh, Feels like I'm in pretty good place electrically. He also doesn't want my family to burn. So don't let the magic smoke out of the box was the first lesson. Yeah, put that recorded evidence on the internet. He was totally a certified, competent electrician. The government ain't watching this. If you think the government is watching this, you have some brain problems. I can delete it. You have a financial advisor? I don't even have one of those. You should get one. You have an accountant and a bookkeeper who may or may not be the same person, but yeah, those are important people. I can hook you up with a financial advisor who will make you money for investments. You pay them just a little bit of your increase in fake money. Your hypothetical metaphoricals that we've just all agreed exist for some reason. You give them a little bit of the money that they make for you. If we're going to pretend that money exists, we might as well try to make it work for us. I do not. Todd says. Let's go back to the fact that Mike's financial advisor used to sell hot tubs. Hey, I used to play hockey. I used to be a journalist. People change directions. He's probably the best financial advisor in town. He used to also sell, before he narrowed his focus and became purely a financial advisor, he also sold life insurance and things like that. He's a really smart dude. And he is very good at I've talked to lots of people about this actually. Talked to him when I went in with a chunk of money to start investing. And he was like, "How do you want this to work for you?" I was like, "I don't care. I don't believe in money." So you take my fake money that I don't really believe in and just make it into more fake money? That's cool. He was like, "Well, how do you want me to do that?" I said, "I want you to give it to people who make the world a better place. So can we invest those dollars into companies that are working towards things that benefit humanity, as opposed to like Jeff Bezos?" And he's like, "Well, these ones are like for sure investments." I was like, "Don't give my money to those guys." He was like, "I actually really like your way of investing." Like, I like that you are thinking about the people who your money is going towards. So I invested in a bunch of companies and mutual funds and stuff that might not make me huge amounts of Google, Apple dollars or whatever as investments, but I'd rather my investments go to people who might make a difference in the world, even at 4% instead of 12 or whatever. Just it's all just make believe. Bill's Hot Tubs and Mutual Funds. Yeah, that's it. It's a good company. Financial advisor is my wish list on Lee Valley. There you go. If Lee Valley started offering financial advice, I don't think that would be good. It'd be like, invest in Veritas Plains. Not a terrible investment, to be honest. They don't depreciate, which is a pretty good investment. It's like if I buy a domino, I buy a Festool domino for $1,700. I bet 10 years from now I can sell that domino for $1,700. It's probably actually more than that in 10 years. I do have a chunk of change in annuities. I don't know what that means. They grow when the market grows. Don't lose anything when the market goes down. Hey, that's pretty good value. Between my home and my property and my mutual funds and my investments, I think I'm gaining. I mean, obviously I'm gaining in real estate. My house and property is probably doubled in 7 years. But in terms of the monthly investment, it's got to be worth more than just leaving it in a savings account. I think Pinnell is heavily invested in Beaver, which is why he keeps pumping the Beaver products here on the show. It doesn't matter. It's all just make believe. You can't take it with you. And we have to live our lives to the best of our ability at any given time. Be friends with your friends. Be kind to each other. I think I'm going to wrap this up because we are going in weird, weird places. And we're talking about financial investments. And disclosure should be running across the bottom of the screen. This is not a financial advice show. Stop listening to this idiot. I have a wide range of investments that I lose money on. Like video games. Or GameStop. How's GME these days? I kind of follow Dave Ramsey's advice. I don't know who that is. I refinanced my house. Okay, well we're all friends here. Let's talk. I refinanced my house after 5 years of mortgage and remortgaged my house to have an extra 30 grand of just cash money that I could put into investments. And when I went to talk to my financial advisor, it was an interesting conversation because I was like, let's pretend like this is real and I want it to increase. But I don't care at all if it goes away because it's all just fake make believe. So what can I do to have a relatively consistent process of increasing the make believe, but still gamble on maybe the pretend make believe makes a whole lot of money. So we split things up, and I invested in a couple of different mutual funds, some of which were relatively high risk, but represented the values that I hold as a progressive person who wants to make the world a better place, and a couple of sort of solid, steady, slow rise industrial garbage things. But I was like, don't give any of my money to Google or Amazon or Apple or any of these assholes. I don't want them to have any of my money. Make sure that none of those guys get any of my pretend dollars. So we'll see. When I die, like there's probably an account somewhere that will have some money in it. Dave or Steve? Who is Dave? Investments for mere mortals. I like that. Oh, that's really good. I that's what I thought too. I was like, Dave Ramsey. It's like he's gonna have you invest in router tables that you can make in your home shop with only a contractor saw. I want to have enough to hire a band of Oompa Loompas show up at my funeral and sing about what I died of. I'm more than happy to show up, and I will walk on my knees and pretend to be an Oompa Loompa and sing about. I'll make up stuff. I'll be like, he saved the child from the train tracks. Like, I'll you leave it in your will that like Mike Davies comes and sings songs about how I died. I'm happy to write them. Saving the orphanage from the fire. I will sing about it for you at your funeral. Should probably also pay some people to like stand in like 60 yards away, just dressed in black, dead still, in a group. And just as soon as the funeral's over, they single file walk back to their car and drive away. Because it'll make people be like, what the shit was Paul into? Oompa Loompa goobity goo. The kids shouldn't be there, Paul knew. You can play a guitar he made. Yes, I'll play a Waldrop Telecaster. Like, and I'll write a song. I'll write numerous songs for you about how you died saving the children from the orphanage fire. And remember the time. Remember the time. You beat up that guy in the streets of Nashville. You don't know the Oompa Loompa song? No, I absolutely do. Oompa Loompa Doopa Dee Doo. Sucka Dee Dee. It's a shitty song, and some people stop writing. Like, we can make up songs that do this beat too. I don't want to do that like you. Like, we can write those songs, but I think it'd be better if at Paul's funeral, like he had some actual decent music. where we like sing songs about his wonderful life and how he saved the children from the orphanage fire. Are orphanages still a thing? It's a good question. I don't know. They might not be. Because I think we like foster parents are probably taken over. It's a good point. But it was like Paul's like 130 years old. So he probably did at some point save children from an orphanage fire. Like we can harken back to the past. It doesn't have to be like just because he didn't die in the orphanage fire. We can talk about how he escaped the orphanage fire. You're like, remember the time that he saved those children running in the building? It was on the like, no. Let's write a decent song about all the heroics that Paul has accomplished. Oh shit! Completely wild and off topic, Paul. Sorry. I know that you probably want to go to bed. How does a submarine, a USS multi-billion-dollar submarine, run into a mountain? Was it the USS Connecticut? As a veteran of the USS submariners, I saw something. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, just sometime in the last couple of weeks, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like a multi-billion-dollar submarine ran into an undersea mountain, and now involves a multi-billion-dollar recuperation project. These people should be way smarter than that. Like, how do they not have the technology to not run into underwater mountains? Anyway, sorry. It's just like it came to mind, and I probably should have talked to him not publicly about this. But anyway, I was like, damn, I need to talk to my boy Paul about how this happened. Sorry. That was maybe not beer. Of the utmost respect for all of our military personnel and anybody who looks out for each other in any way. But that caught me off guard. I was like, damn, with all the technology available in the world, how do you run a submarine into a mountain under the water? And how did I not know about this for like 4 years? Like, this seems like a thing I should have heard about. Ocean depth is known and it's on the charts. They didn't pay attention to depth sounding or GPS locations. So were they all hammered? I know you can't speak for what happened in that exact situation. You like, let's not speculate, but like how many things would have to go wrong for that to happen? I can't imagine how many things would have to go wrong for a $4 billion submarine to run into an underwater mountain. They're guided by a manual track on charts, GPS, internal monitors. Do they have to manually steer the submarine? Even in 2021? the submarine doesn't have enough, I guess, maybe not, like self knowledge to know to slow down when it's like maybe you put the turbines on backwards when it's approaching a, it feels really weird to me that like the technology wouldn't have kept them from running into something and doing billions of dollars of damage. Cinematic masterpieces: The Killer and Hardboiled, John Woo and Chow Yun Fat. Wow. We're going to talk cinematic masterpieces now? Oh, we got to scroll back. Chiller John Woo hospital scene was inspired by the true story of Paul rescuing babies, climbing down the ropes, and yes, Paul did most of the scenes from action movies were actually inspired by Paul in his life as a Marine and a submariner with the U.S. military. Like, kind of Ethan Hawke? Or not Ethan Hawke. Ethan, what's his... Hunt. Ethan Hunt. It's really based on Paul. Chuck Norris was inspired by Paul. Actually, I think Chuck Norris got into the Chuck Norris. I'm pretty sure that Chuck Norris became Chuck Norris because he heard about Paul Waldrop. So when all these people are making like Chuck Norris jokes and stuff, they really have Paul to thank for that, because if Paul wouldn't have existed back in 1937 as a hero to us all, Chuck Norris wouldn't have had him to look up to. That was pretty okay. There are certain parts of the ocean where depth is known. We'll make sure you're not allowed to dump things overboard in this area. No, Norris is my favorite Carlos. I don't know what that means. I love how we have this, like, I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means. It's still a fun burn. Let's go. Oh, you guys are great. Every week I do this show and I'm still blown away that some of you idiots keep coming and hanging out with me. And I'm the biggest of the idiots who keeps doing it. Let's wrap things up, I guess. I don't know what kind of time I've got left on my battery. I'm at 28%. I could go for a few more minutes, but let's maybe wrap it up just to be safe. We're having a good time. Let's end it on a high note. If any of you want to know about the history of Paul Waldrop, just look. We're gonna work on developing a Chuck Norris documentary. I'm happy to both direct and produce that. I'm gonna have one more smoke and one more beer, and then we'll get her shut down. Because I think this is a fun conversation. Paul, who do you want to play you in the documentary, the docudrama of yourself? The biography of Paul Waldrop. Who do you think would be best? I think what's his face, the Mandalorian. I think I never remember his name. He's huge though. He's like the biggest deal maybe in Hollywood right now. Uh, I just never remember his name. Guy that played Mandalorian. Um, is in The Last of Me, which I've never seen, by the way, but apparently is amazing. He feels like a pretty good Paul Waldrop for the biography. Maybe one too many drinks. Pedro Pascal. Thank you. That's him. Pedro Pascal playing Paul Waldrop, the influence of Chuck Norris. Right? You made me think of Ray Stevens' Sad Man. Don't be sad. Let's celebrate the lives of the people who influenced us and who made a difference to us. Don't be sad about the people that aren't with us anymore. They all made us who they are, even if it was just a little bit. I'm glad replacing Chuck Norris with Paul Waldrop in Chuck Norris Facts is now a thing. Yes! Yes! Honestly, if Paul Waldrop would have been on that submarine that hit that mountain, Paul would have just gone out, climbed up on the front of the submarine when they saw it coming, and he just would have punched the mountain. And the mountain would have been demolished, and the submarine wouldn't have billions of dollars of damage done to it. It's like the alert would have gone off. Paul would have been like, "I got you." He'd climb out on the front of the submarine, punch the mountain, and then the submarine wouldn't have had 10 years of repairs for billions of dollars. Just saying, maybe everybody should hire Paul to take care of. Unfortunately, he was building Telecasters, so he couldn't have taken care of that mountain. Honestly, it just blows me away that you have a multi-billion-dollar piece of machinery that can't see a mountain coming. But what else? I'm not an engineer. Okay, let's wrap it up. My favorite Norris joke is the steak eating one. It's a little crude, but I laugh at it. Well, you can't just do that. You got to actually say it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the steak eating Chuck Norris joke is. Just bad navigating. People got lazy. Yeah, but it's just a multi-billion-dollar piece of machinery. It should probably be able to not run into a mountain without the people paying attention. I'm not. It was 2021. It wasn't that long ago. Should. It's driven by people. I know. How can you be lazy enough to not run into a mountain? I'll never understand. It's fine. It's fine. There's no blame. I just thought it was funny isn't the right word, but I was a little bit caught off guard by the fact that that could happen. Paul Waldrop entered a steak eating contest. The record was 15 minutes. Paul finished the steak in 3 minutes and spent the other 12 minutes banging the waitress. I get what you're saying. It's a little he would never bang the waitress. He loves his wife, and I think if you just change waitress to wife, I think it'd be accurate. Paul went into a steak eating contest, and just no, but he also can't do that because he has stomach. He can't eat a steak. He can only eat like this much steak. The whole joke falls apart. Damn it. Damn it, Matt. The whole joke falls apart because Paul can't actually eat a decent amount of food. It's like the only Chuck Norris joke that you could have told that is not applicable to Paul Waldrop. Because he can only eat like a 3-ounce steak. I know too much about you guys. I don't know too much about you guys. That's wrong. I love that I know about you guys on a personal level. Like, I love that we have a relationship where I know things about you guys and you know things about me on a personal level. This is probably not a lot of YouTubers where you can have this kind of relationship. I know Mark's cat is named Oreo, but yeah, I should shut up. Can't tell you how many close calls we had on subs with ships. One crew hit an underwater buoy. Cable got caught in the propeller. Yeah, sub isn't a good place to have oopsies. I can't imagine. No, I cannot imagine a submarine would be a great place to. Anything on water, you're gonna fucking drown. We had a ferry on the coast of BC, went down a decade ago, maybe more than that now. Cars and people and all kinds of things on its way between Port Hardy and Prince Rupert. And I think it was a similar thing. It's just like the captain just maybe wasn't paying attention for a bit and caught a rock. Yeah. I don't know. Last sub I was on sunk a helicopter. USS Georgia sinks helicopter. Now everyone knows what, Nadia. Now everyone knows what. Use your words. Now everyone knows what. That I'm this guy on the internet. My uncle was an electrical mechanical repair for the big guns on our ships, the turrets. Yes. Yeah, sweet. Utmost respect. I have many opinions on wars in general that I will keep to myself. utmost respect for those of us who can put ourselves out there to serve beliefs and whatnot. It's beyond time that I should shut her down before this goes terribly, terribly wrong. You can see how you mix those up, Paul. You know, helicopter and tugboat. Those are tugboats sometimes have propellers. Actually, I think all tugboats have propellers. Not all helicopters can tugboats. Soldier above all else prays for peace. In the time of war, it is he who must suffer. This is a fantastic statement and should absolutely be a song lyric. Paul, send me that line. I'm going to make that into a song lyric. The soldier above all else prays for peace, for in the time of war, it is he who must suffer. I would like to copy paste that into a document and write a song around it, please. Thank you very much. You just fixed the things when I said a contract for 20 some years. I swear you became especially. We all wish for peace. Any decent human being wants for us to all be connected and comfortable and having our lives on this world mean something to each other and to ourselves. And sometimes that's hard to do. So I love that all of you keep coming here all the time for this nonsense. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Let's shut it down before things get too overwhelming emotionally. Thank you once again. I'll see you next week for yet another one of these nonsense things. We'll get back to the guitars soon, I promise. Pinnell's going to keep me on task now that he's back at work after his vacation. He's going to keep me on task with the guitars and the major pieces of furniture that I'm working on. And we'll go from there. Bye for now, everybody. I have to wait for it because there's a delay. So when I hit the button, why YouTube? There's no reason. Your innovation in YouTube world, like, oh, let's move the stop button to that corner. What? Why? In what way does that make things better for the user experience? No.